ta'ala. The next thing that you need as a piece of material for the class, that's it. If you want to bring a pen, a pad, a book, a notebook, alhamdulillah, that's good. You don't necessarily need it. Bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, I would recommend and I would advise for everybody to record the classes. I'll also recommend for the people to go home, review the lessons, and write down the notes on your own time. This is my personal opinion. Is that when you go to a class, it is probably best to pay attention and focus. But when you write down things, you jot down things, your mind is not always focused on what's being said. Sometimes you don't even jot down the information in the correct, proper manner. Wallahu alam. There are two main theories among the ulama with regards to taking notes in class. Khud al-fa'id, ikhwan. Take this benefit, inshallah, for free. Because you're not going to find this in too many other sources. The first theory, or the first traditional school, is that you should write down everything that is said in the classroom. Everything. Don't let nothing leave. And when you go home, you review the notes. Memorize the notes. Summarize the notes. The second main theory is that when you go to the class, you shouldn't record anything. You shouldn't write down anything. You shouldn't even bring a pen. You should focus and pay attention on the speaker. Everything that he's saying and doing, you should look at. And then when you get home, you should force yourself to revise the information mentally. Make yourself memorize the information. Or if you have three brothers, three right here, everybody go home and collectively put together the notes. It may seem difficult at first, may seem a little weird, a little foreign, but trust me, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes, you'll see a remarkable difference on how much attention you pay. You see a remarkable difference in how strong your memory becomes when you make yourself collectively regurgitate the notes. But if you always rely upon a pen and a paper, in most cases, you're not going to memorize anything. Everybody understand this? Makes sense, Kashif? Maybe a little tough, but bi-idhnillah, wax on, wax off, inshallah. Bi-idhnillah. Tayyib, khayran, inshallah. As for books, there are many books in Arabic and in English. One of the most famous of those books in English is Interpretation of Dreams, according to Quran and Sunnah of Dr. Bilal Phillips, which is an excellent book. And there's another book which isn't too popular or that famous in the English market, which is called, I'll show you a copy of the book, Authentic Interpretations of the Dreams, according to Quran and Sunnah, by Dr. Ahmed Farid. This book here is approximately 113 pages. And it is a translation of an original book in Arabic. It's a very, very good book. Concise, simple, and clear. The translation, inshallah, is okay. Bi-idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, moving on. Let's see how much time we got. Khayran, inshallah. Maybe we can have someone that can read the preface for us, who can volunteer to read for us in English. Anybody? I need a volunteer, not a victim. طيب أنتوا قوي.
No glasses.
No glasses. طيب كشيف بسم الله تفضل. طيب you take the mic بسم الله. Also, don't worry أخي, it'll come back. You give me. Inshallah. Allahu Akbar. If there are any questions from up the steps, please prepare them now because we're going to stop in a couple minutes for the Q&A. We're going to leave time for the question and answers. If you have any questions on the topic or off the topic, on the topic or off the topic, please prepare them now. Send them down, paper, phone, text, carrier pigeon, however you want to do it. Fadal.
Bismillah. All praise is due to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His aid, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek Allah's refuge from the evils of ourselves and from the evil within our actions. Whomsoever Allah guides, none can lead astray, and whomsoever Allah leads astray, none can guide. I testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and Muhammad is His last and final messenger. Allah says, O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and die not except in the state of Islam. O mankind, be careful of your duty to your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and from created its mate, and from them spread abundantly a multitude of men and women. Be careful of your duty towards the law, in whom you claim your rights in one another, and towards your wombs that which bore you. Lo, Allah has been a watcher over you. O you who believe, fear Allah, and say, and always say a good word, that He may make your conduct whole and sound and forgive you your sins. He that obeys Allah and His apostle has already attained the highest achievement. Keep on. The best speech is that embodied by the book of Allah, and the best guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The most evil affairs are their innovations, and every innovation is a bid'ah, and every bid'ah is a misguidance, and any misguidance is in the hellfire. The interpretation of dreams is one of the greatest, comprehensive, and most useful types of knowledge.
Khalas, one of the greatest and most comprehensive types of knowledge. 2 words, said great and comprehensive. Labas.
He reiterated that interpretation of dreams is the greatest and comprehensive and most useful type of knowledge.
Most useful. In other words, on a daily basis, as we said. On a daily basis. Good or bad. Something's wrong with how you're living. That's why you see what you see in your dreams. Something, inshallah, is good with how you're living. That's why, even now, you see what you see in your dreams. No doubt. There's no doubt about that. Follow.
The Prophet ﷺ said, a good dream that comes true of a righteous man is 1/46th part of prophethood. And he, ﷺ, also said, nothing is left of the prophethood except al-mubashirat. They asked, what are al-mubashirat? He, ﷺ, replied, the good, true dreams that convey glad tidings. Imam Malik radiallahu anhu was asked, can anyone interpret dreams? He answered, can anyone play with prophethood? The Prophet ﷺ has forbidden us to ask anyone about the interpretation of dreams except a scholar. Due to the nobility and importance of this knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has associated it with His prophets and righteous servants. The 2 imprisoned men told Yusuf, radiallahu anhu, informed us of the interpretation of this. Verily, we think you are one of the mushin.
Can you read it?
That's what it is.
Go back again, say it again. Muhsinin.
Oh, muhsinin.
Muhsinin. Inna lanaraka min al-muhsinin. In other words, he's saying that these guys are in jail with Yusuf alayhi salam. They asked him about the dreams, the interpretations, and the reason why it says because we see you from those muhsinin, good doers, good slaves of Allah who have knowledge, who should have knowledge of dreams.
The 2 men knew that only righteous people could interpret dreams.
Allah Akbar. Only righteous men could truly interpret the dream the proper way.
Likewise, Allah has honored Yusuf by teaching him this noble knowledge, the interpretation of dreams. As his father Yaqub said, when Yusuf informed him of his dreams, thus will your Lord choose you and teach you the interpretation of dreams. Yusuf, praised by Allah, and increased his favor and benefits upon him. My Lord, you have indeed bestowed on me the serenity and taught me the interpretation of dreams. The importance of this knowledge is manifested clearly when someone has a bad dream and becomes confused, holding his breath as violent fear seizes him. Yet these bad dreams can turn into something good for him and defeat his enemy. On the other hand, he might see a beautiful dream and feel satisfied with it, yet it turns out to be his downfall and disappointment. No one can interpret either of the above dreams and their meanings except someone with this precious knowledge. In an era when the banner of Sunnah is raised, Muslims are waiting for a new dawn. And since the demand for books on the interpretation of dreams is in the increase, I have decided to compile a book about the etiquettes of the interpretations of dreams. I hope that Muslims all over the world will benefit from it, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his reward on the day of judgment. I do not claim that I have excelled in this knowledge, nor became an interpreter of dreams, but I am entirely dependent upon the works of the Salaf as-Salih, and I only pass on their knowledge to the Muslim Ummah. I have started my book with the meaning of dreams and their types. I have mentioned the benefits of the good dreams, including the benefits of seeing the Prophet ﷺ in a dream. I have also mentioned the etiquettes of dreams, which includes etiquettes that a Muslim should comply with so that the dreams could come true.
Thank you very much. Sis has a question?
Yes, these are some questions.
Yeah, please. Thank you, Kashi. Huh? Alhamdulillah. Yani, no matter what you do, as a wise man once said, he was a non-Muslim, he said there's no companion who's better, who's more loyal, who's more faithful than a good book. Empty the cup, shake. First question says, sources of knowledge. Masadiru ... What is lawful in transferring money in the mosque? We said the word we use is called masadir at-talaqi. Masadir at-talaqi, which means places from which you take. Where do you take your deen from? There's some Muslims, as we said before, of past and of present, who take their deen from other sources. Whether they say it verbally or whether they say it physically, the deen is not all from Kitab and Sunnah. Everybody understand this? And they just don't know. Rather, there are some people, unfortunately, who call themselves learned, who say you can't just take knowledge directly from the Quran and Sunnah. Knowledge has to come from a scholar. It has to come from one of the 4 imams. It has to come from the ulama and this and that. This is a musibah. Somebody talking like this. It's a calamity. Knowledge is taken with the proper understanding. The principles, the usul, the qawaid, whether you get it from a scholar or not. No one is saying for any person who doesn't know alif bata to just pick up a book and become a mujtahid. No one is ever saying that. But that statement and that concept of getting people to enslave their minds to a human being is extremely dangerous. What is between different sides and Christians? How did they go astray? Except for they put forth the thoughts and the opinions of the righteous men over what Jesus actually said and did. They put forth what the disciples said and understood over what Jesus actually said and did. They put forth what the men of the church, what the disciples said, and the list goes on of mashakil, problems. So that's a big problem, that statement in itself. Everybody understand this? So we have sources from which we take our deen. We only love, respect those ulama because of what Allah has given them of the kitab and of the sunnah. That's why we say hafidhullah. That's why we show much respect and humility for them. Not for their personalities, who they are, what they look like, where they come from. Nah, it's not Islam. So we call this masadir al-talaqi. Another group of Muslims, or that which is known as al-asha'ira or al-ash'ariyya. Alright, we say in English, Ash'aris or Ash'arites. And some of them may even call themselves Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Why is there beef between them and between the Muslims who call themselves Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah al-Hadith, the followers of the Salaf? Why? Is it just about names and attributes? Is it just a linguistical issue? Is it just istiwa means this and it means that? No, it's deeper than that. They have sources of taking things from the deen other than Kitab and Sunnah. They have things that they put forth before Kitab and Sunnah is aql, intellect. What makes sense to them before what Allah and His Messenger have clearly stated in verse after verse after verse after verse. That's a problem. That's a core issue. Everybody understand this? It's a core issue. So we call this masadir al-talaqi, and this is a whole lecture series in itself. And not very seldom you're going to find people talking about this like this. The reasons behind the difference between al-Sunnah and other groups in most cases is this. The Rafida, they have their 12 imams or their 5 ayatollahs. They go to them, they ask them things, they give them things. Yes, do this, don't do that. Other than Kitab and Sunnah. It's much deeper than just this and just that. Khayr, inshallah. As for what is permissible to be done in the masjid, we say repaying a debt is permissible. There's nothing wrong with that. Why is the Messenger of Allah, he repaid his debt to Jabir ibn Abdullah in the masjid when they returned to Medina in Sahih al-Bukhari. There's nothing wrong with repaying a debt. Repaying a debt is not the same as making a contract. It's not the same as buying and selling. Now, oh, Sheikh, I want some money, Bismillah, Sheikh. This doesn't mean that I've made a contract. Repaying a debt is permissible. Giving someone a gift in the masjid is permissible. Asking for money of necessity and need is permissible. Things like this are permissible. As far as calling out if someone lost some money, as far as making contracts, business deals in the masjid, these are things which the Messenger of Allah والسلام, has prohibited. Whereas he says, whenever you see someone buying and selling in the masjid, فَقُولُ لَهُ لَا أَرْبَحَ اللَّهُ تِجَارَتَكِ. He says, may Allah make your transaction unsuccessful. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. The next question says, can you spell the name of the book and author? And what university did you attend? And can you spell your name? We said the book is called Authentic Interpretation of the Dreams, according to Quran and Sunnah, by Dr. Ahmed Farid. Authentic Interpretation of the Dreams, according to Quran and Sunnah, by Dr. Ahmed Farid. The book is published by al-Firdaus Limited, London, kalamallah.com. Next question says, what university did you attend? Alhamdulillah, Allah was merciful and kind to me. Allow me to attend the Islamic University of Medina, alhamdulillah, that blessed university. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also allowed me to attend the best of its facilities and colleges, which is the facility of al-Hadith al-Sharif and Islamic studies. And all praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the beginning and in the end. It says, can you spell your name? My name is Muhammad, M-U-H-A-M-M-A-D. Ibn Munir, I-B-N, M-U-N-E-E-R. Abdul Hamid, A-B-D-U-L dash or slash H-A-M-E-E-D. Muhammad Ibn Munir Abdul Hamid. That's my name by birth. Some people call me Munir. Some say Muhammad Ibn Munir. Ibn Munir, Mufti, Muhammad Mufti. That's my name by birth. La bas. Inshallah. Okay? Clear? Are there any other questions from the brothers and the sisters? Ustad. Salam to Allah. Ahlan sahlan. Anybody, any other questions before we stop, brothers and sisters?
So the book by Bilal Phillips, can we use it or not use that?
The question says, the book by Dr. Bilal Phillips, can we use it? Yes, you can use it. You can bring it to class. You can benefit from it. There's nothing wrong with that. Inshallah. Yeah, business, you can bring the book. Why not? Anybody who says you can't benefit from Dr. Bilal Phillips, may Allah help us all. I mean. It doesn't mean, when we say this, and this is just for the record, brothers and sisters, this is just for the record, this is a reality among the people that we live, our own people, unfortunately. The concept of extremism is a filthy concept. And it's a concept that literally destroys your mind. It causes you to disregard common sense. If I say that we can use the books of Dr. Bilal Phillips, it does not mean in any language or culture that everything in those books is authentic and perfect. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't necessitate that. It doesn't mean that I encourage you to read everything in all of his books. It doesn't mean that. But it means that you can take benefit from his books. Are you saying, Ya akhi, leave off this sheikh, this principle, let's just deal with common sense. Are you going to look me in the eye and say that all of the books that Dr. Bilal Phillips wrote, they're all trash, no benefit? Are you actually going to believe that? Sheikh Anwar, who's going to say yes to that?
I don't know anybody.
Well, yeah, I need this and okay, tell you. If you say that, then get rid of all the other books. Because Imam al-Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he said, and he died in the year 204 of the Hijrah, in the early generation of the Muslims. He said, Aballahu an yatimma illa kitabu. He says, Allah refuses for any book to be perfect except for his. And who came after Shafi'i? Bukhari, Muslim, Abu Dawood, Ibn Taymiyyah. All of those authors came after Shafi'i. He says, Allah refuses for any book to be absolutely 101% perfect except for the Quran. There isn't a book made by man except there's going to be something wrong, something good, something up, something down. That's human nature. So what is important is we have the following principles. The first principle is the author himself. Regardless whether someone's this or that. is he a qualified person to write a book? Is he someone who's educated properly? That's firstly. The secondly, what is the content of the book? What is the percentage of that which is wrong and that which is right? There lies no doubt. Only a fool would say, throw away a book because 5% of it is bad. Only a fool would say that. Only a fool would say, disregard a set of books because of one bad book. Only a fool, someone who fights common sense, is going to say, don't benefit from a person because he supposedly made a mistake in the lecture. That's not common sense. That is not common sense. The next question, the next principle is, who's the person reading the book? And what is the book about? If we have a major, monstrous error in the fundamentals of the deen, that's one thing. That's not the same as something that's the issue of ijtihad. So that's a branch away from the usul. Let alone who's reading the book. Someone who's a baby, a toddler, an infant, someone who's an adolescent, or a grown man. They say a person who's knowledgeable and has expertise in the field, don't even touch the book. That doesn't make any sense. Now someone who's ignorant, gullible, and naive, perhaps we would say, don't read this book. Perhaps we would say, leave that off. Is this not the case? Like a child, if you want to feed a child some food, if you want to give the child some fish, would you give a whole fish or mushed fish? Would you give a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old a whole fish with bones and skins and eyes and a tail? Or would you give it a fillet of fish? But someone who's older and who can determine what is meat, what is skin, what is to be taken, what is to be disregarded, you let him eat whatever he wants to eat. So when a person reaches a certain level of understanding, he can read any book he wants to read. Someone who has a little bit of understanding, that's a different story. But to just generalize everything, burn this person's books, get rid of this person's book, that's wrong. Let alone the fact, where's the mistake that this person, that person made? And before we move on, I don't know Dr. Bilal Phillips. I've never met him a day in my life. Well, alhamdulillah, I never met him. I have nothing for or against him. He's a Muslim who preceded me in seeking and teaching knowledge. I don't have no personal ties with him for me to have to defend him or to disparage him. But the truth is the truth. What service have you done for Islam, Yahi? How many books have you wrote? For how many years? He was writing books before. Why you were kafir? You were mushrik. Thought that Jesus was Allah. Is there any respect? Any love? Any regard? Let alone the fact that where is this quote-unquote mistake or that mistake? In Islam, we have Sharia and then we have politics. There's some times in which there are issues of Sharia that deal with issues of politics. But for you to take a political issue and turn it into an Islamic issue is a capital mistake. You take the ruling or the statement of somebody living in the country who says this is wrong and that's wrong because of a political issue, and they say, oh, it's a mistake. Nah, we're not for that. We're not for that. We're with Kitab and Sunnah and Ijma'. We love and we hate according to the Quran and Sunnah. We take what is beneficial and we disregard that which is harmful. We take that which is useful and we disregard that which is of no use. That's life. That's life. It's just that simple. Wallahu ta'ala alam. There's a whole lecture in itself. The concept of books, tapes, and lectures. And we suffer from this extremism on a daily basis. Somebody makes a mistake, burn his books. Someone said wrong, get rid of his lectures. Don't go to his classes. That's not Islam. That is not Islam. Wallahu a'lam.